My great-great-grandfather, who's up on the wall behind me, Mātene Hoani te Arahu Naera, and my great-grandmother, who's her maima moitara kingi. From there it comes down to my grandfather, who is Wirimu Mātene Naera, who is the holder of the trophy in 1947. He married wahine from Tahikero, from Ngāti Pākau, called Jessie Jane Christina Cochrane. From there it goes down to my father, Whetū i te Tonga Naera, and my mother, who's from Otaki or Paraparaun, and then from there it's down to myself. I am the youngest of 5 and the mangai kōrero for within the whānau. My sister Louise, she just died in 2015, was the executor of the estate, and she turned it into a trust. And now it's up to us to decide what happens next on the farm.
We spent every holidays with my grandparents in the north. So about 14 of us used to be huddled onto the bus and we'd go north every holidays and our grandparents would come and pick us up. All of us have been influenced by Waimamaku, Hokianga, but by our grandparents. And back then we had really big gardens, and my grandfather would supply kai for the community, for the marae. And back then we had a cheese factory, so we'd take the whey from the shed, we'd take that up to the cheese factory. Like, we had such rich lives growing up on the farm. And my grandfather's patience with us. I mean, I'm a nan now, and I think I only have a couple, but he had 14 or 15 of us, and both him and my grandmother always made time for all of us. So I just assumed that everybody had the same relationship with both their grandparents but with their whenua as Māori. And that land is not about the dollar value.
We're standing outside their old whare. This is where they lived, and this is where they brought their family up, and this is where they farmed. He was a very humble sort of a person. He didn't shout about his achievements. He actually let the farm, the love of his family and the community, the love of the church and the marae speak for him. He only had a 28 Massey Ferguson tractor. He had a couple of old trailers that he used to use on the farm. My grandfather had between 200 and 250 cows, which was actually quite a big herd for that time. Back in the day, he had a 6-bale walk-through cow shed. It used to take us hours to milk. Hours just to milk the cows. He ran his life like a clock, and we didn't need an alarm. All we had to do was listen for the whistle of the zip, and he'd be up having a cup of tea. If we weren't up by 5:30, he was gone, and we'd miss the bus. When you talk about the Ahu Whenua trophy, we were very proud of growing up with a guy like that. My grandfather's name's on it, but there's a whole raft of people in behind him. He had the support of his whānau, and he also had the support of all his neighbours around here. They shared knowledge, they shared the workload, and one of the greatest supporters of my grandfather was my grandmother.
We're now in front of our old cow shed. Used to be a 6-bale cow shed that we used to all, I suppose, get excited about every morning to get up there and open the doors as the cows have been milked. And we were also one of the first farms in the north to have a herringbone, which was a 10-a-side herringbone, which my father introduced after putting up with the bales.
Where we're standing right now is our marae, te whakamaharatanga. He started building it in the early 1920s with the help of the community and the farmers in the area. My grandfather got the local farmers to donate a portion of their milk solids for the purchase of the wood. So this was not just a marae, this was a community hall. In 1995, when it was refurbished again, it turned into a tūturu marae. Our farm has increased in size to about 600 acres. We now currently just run dry stock on it. We live on our whenua. We have a papakainga on our whenua. It allows descendants of our grandfather to stay on. The whenua defines who you are. When you have whenua, you tūkaha, tūtoa, tūpakarine. And you stand strong. You stand proud.